His Excellency Mr. Pham Binh Minh, Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs of Vietnam, Honorable External Affairs Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to today's signing ceremony where one agreement will be signed. It is the agreement on the line of credit of US dollars 19.5 million between the Exim Bank, Government of India, and the Ministry of Finance, Government of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. The Vietnamese signatory is Mr. Truong Chi Trung, Vice Minister, Ministry of Finance. The Indian signatory is Shri TCA Ranganathan, Chairman and MD, Exim Bank. This concludes the signing ceremony.
Good afternoon, friends. I welcome you to this media interaction. As is usual, we will begin with opening remarks. I now request the External Affairs Minister of India, Shri Salman Khurshid, to make his opening remarks.
Your Excellency, Mr. Pham Binh Minh, Minister for Foreign Affairs of Republic of Vietnam, distinguished members of the Vietnamese delegation, colleagues from the Indian delegation and friends in the media. It's a great honor and indeed a great pleasure to be welcoming a very good friend of India and a friend of mine who's visiting India for the 15th meeting of the Joint Commission between our two countries. This is the platform for strengthening our strategic partnership. We took advantage of this occasion to spend some time together and agreed in frank and friendly discussions to consolidate our activities with greater content. The partnership and bilateral relations that we have in the field of defense, security, trade, investment, science, technology, information technology, capacity building and human resource development, agriculture, education and culture, as indeed all other areas of common interest. We took stock of entire range of the bilateral relations and identified areas in future cooperation that will not only strengthen our relationship but give benefit to people on both sides through the implementation of the activities that we have agreed for year 2011 to 2013 under the bilateral cooperation and exchanges that we have agreed and the planned activities for the 2013-2015 period. At the end of the meeting, we also signed the agreed minutes of the JCM. You witnessed also just now, the signing of agreement on the 19.5 million US dollars LOC. This is for the setting up of the Nam Chai 4 hydropower project and the Binbo pumping station by the CMD Exim Bank on our side and the Vietnamese Vice Minister of Finance. The Honorable Minister will call on our Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, during this visit. He will also deliver a speech on India-Vietnam relations and regional issues at the ICWA. We believe and we've agreed that it's important that this warm and fruitful relationship that we have between our two countries needs to be continuously fed by important high-level visits that have in the past played a very important role in consolidating our relationships. And these regular meetings we expect and we hope will continue at the highest level. The institutional architecture of the India-Vietnam strategic partnership is based on the joint declaration of strategic partnership that was made in 2007 and the dialogue mechanisms that we have in place. We want to acknowledge and thank Vietnam for regularly reiterating its support for India's candidature for permanent membership of an expanded UN Security Council. And in this context, Vietnam has signed the G4 draft resolution on the reforms of the UNSC, and we express our gratitude. Our security and defense cooperation is robust and growing because we have shared common interests and convergence in security perceptions. And this has played a very, very major role in India's engagement with ASEAN as well. On the economic ties, we can express with satisfaction that they continue to expand, with Vietnam receiving substantial Indian private sector investments and growing trade. Bilateral trade has grown to $6.1 billion in 2012-13. We are well on track to cross the target of $7 billion that we have put for the 2015 deadline. Investments by Indian companies now total about $936 million in 86 separate projects in sectors such as oil and gas exploration, mineral exploration, processing, sugar manufacturing, agrochemicals, IT, and the agricultural processing sector. Very recently, Vietnam has chosen Tata Power as a developer for a $1.8 billion 2 into 660 megawatts Longview #2 thermal power project in Soc Trang province in southern Vietnam. And this came despite strong competition from friendly countries like Korea and Russia. It will be the single largest Indian investment in Vietnam when it comes through, and will give a strong boost to our economic cooperation and strategic partnership. The MOU between two central banks, that's the Reserve Bank of India and the State Bank of Vietnam, signed in 2012, will enable Bank of India and Indian Overseas Bank to upgrade their representative offices that they have opened in Ho Chi Minh City in February 2003 and March 2008 respectively, into full-fledged branches in the very near future. India has extended 17 LOCs totaling $164.5 million, including the $19.5 million that I just mentioned. India has also agreed to consider earmarking another $100 million under the buyer's credit under the National Export Insurance Account for use by Vietnam. In capacity building, we have a very strong relationship, and in human resource development, Vietnam has been participating actively in training programs under the Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation, the ITEC. 150 ITEC slots are being offered to Vietnam at present every year, along with 16 scholarships under the General Cultural Scholarship Scheme, the GCSS, 14 scholarships under the Educational Exchange Program, EEP, and 10 scholarships under the MGC Scholarship Scheme. We've set up a $2 million Vietnam-India Advanced Resource Center in ICT in Hanoi, and we are providing very soon a Param supercomputer costing 4.7 crores as a grant for use of multiple applications. The Vietnam-India Entrepreneurship Development Center and the Vietnam-India English Language Training Center have been established with Indian assistance under the IAI, the Initiative for ASEAN Integration, as well. And IPSA-funded rice seed improvement project in Da Nang is ongoing and is very successful. We plan to establish the Indian Cultural Center in Hanoi this year, and hope that it will further promote cultural cooperation between our two countries. Archaeological Survey of India is about to finalize an agreement on conservation of ancient remains of the Cham civilization in Mison. This will help revive the ancient heritage and cultural links that we have between our two countries and that we all cherish greatly. We attach great importance to the development of our relations with Vietnam and move forward on India-Vietnam strategic partnership by adding more content in all areas all the time. You will recall, ladies and gentlemen, the year 2012 marked the 40th anniversary of the establishment of full diplomatic relations between India and Vietnam, the 5th anniversary of the India-Vietnam strategic partnership, the 20th anniversary of partnership between India and ASEAN. So convergence on all sides. The two sides therefore celebrated it as the year of friendship between India and Vietnam, and we expect that friendship to grow from strength to strength. Thank you very much.
I now request the Foreign Minister of Vietnam to make his opening remarks.
Thank you, Excellency Minister Saman Khushit. Ladies and gentlemen, Minister Khushit and I have just successfully co-chaired the 15th Joint Commission meeting. The meeting was held in a friendly and cooperative atmosphere, and in the spirit of the Vietnam-India traditional friendship and mutual trust. Mr. Minister and I have discussed at length the bilateral cooperations and regional and international issues of mutual interest. We noted with satisfaction the positive developments in the Vietnam-India strategic partnership in the past years, especially in all pillars such as politics, economy, security and defense, science, technology, culture and education. We also noted that there remain vast potential for mutually beneficial bilateral cooperation, particularly in high technologies, oil and gas, tourism, and agricultural production. In further promoting bilateral cooperations in all areas, Mr. Minister Khushit and I agreed upon major directions and concrete actions, such as sustaining the exchange of visits at high level and low level, and soon opening direct flights to facilitate tourism and people-to-people exchange. We also agree to establish a joint trade subcommission under the Joint Commission towards attaining $7 billion in trade turnover by 2015. Vietnam is committed to creating favorable conditions for Indian business investing in Vietnam. I am joined in this mission by representatives of various agencies from Vietnam, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Agriculture, Public Security, Industry and Trade, Investment and Planning, Education. And they have had detailed discussions with their Indian counterparts on how our bilateral cooperation could be more effective and practical. I agree totally with all the minister have briefed you on the positive development of relations between Vietnam and India. I also would like to take this opportunity to affirm our support to India's Look East policy, which manifests India's more active role in the Asia and Pacific region and the world at large, thus contributing to shared development of the region for peace, stability, and prosperity. Concerning regional and international issues, we agree to continue our close coordination and cooperation at regional and international fora, such as the United Nations, the Non-Aligned Movement, and other ASEAN mechanisms. And also, we would like to take this opportunity to thank India for supporting Vietnam's candidature to the Human Rights Council for the term 2014 and 2016, and the International Hydrographic Organization. I also would like to thank the Minister and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for organizing and chairing this meeting. Thank you.
The two ministers have agreed to take a couple of questions. The first question is from Ms. Nguyen Thi Le of Vietnam News Agency.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency. My name is Nguyen Thi Le, the Bureau Chief of Vietnam News Agency based in New Delhi. My question is, as I know the relationship between Vietnam and India is very good, but Your Excellency, could you mind give some detail what India can do to put ahead the key aspect of Vietnam and India's strategic partnership, including defense, security ties, trade and investment, information technology, science and technology cooperation. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. As you will see when the agreed minutes are made available, we have had very extensive convergence, both of strategies and of the objectives that we need to meet in all these fields. Of course, it would involve some more meeting of high officials, and I have invited the Minister for Defense later this year, before the visit of the General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam. We hope that there will be other visits, perhaps on both sides, so that we can complete some more formalities and get closer to the delivery that we aspire on all these fields. In many areas, it involves institutional building or consolidation. In many areas, it will involve some more work for the MOUs to be signed. And in the defense, we want, including defense and security issues, to be able to consult much further. And of course, the supply of patrol vehicles to the border guards organization on the Vietnamese side will be a major and unique step of expression of our solidarity and friendship. So in the entire range of issues that have been mentioned by His Excellency and have been mentioned by me, we are looking at how we take the relationship forward in a substantive and specific way within the timelines that are drawn up. Thank you.
The last question is from Snehesh Phillips, PTI.
So was the
There are no issues, but I'll let the minister answer this.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the question. Minister Khurshid and I have discussions on a wide range of issues, on all the issues of bilateral relations, as well as the relation of mutual interest. So South China Sea or Eastern Sea is one of the issues. We also have discussions on that. And our position is that we need to respect the international law and the UNCLOS to solve the issue in South China Sea, namely that the peaceful resolutions of the issue. And also, we also reaffirm that all the rights of the countries for to have the rights in the exclusive economic zone. So all the blocks that India has exploitation and explorations, that is within the exclusive economic zone of Vietnam. Thank you.
We've expressed our commitment for continuing our collaboration with Vietnam in the field of exploration. We have reiterated that these are commercial ventures by the Indian companies. This is other than the fact that we have not just here but also at the ASEAN meeting, we have reiterated India's commitment to free passage in international waters and have indicated that if there is an issue of a bilateral nature, it should be settled bilaterally through dialogue in a peaceful manner. But this was also an issue that was discussed widely at the ARF, and I think convergence of points of view within the ASEAN countries, I think, has become apparent to move towards negotiating the COC for South China Sea. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, we come to the end of this event. Thank you.
Thank you very much.